Hello, DBR here. Welcome to Hamityville Horror. Thank you for visiting. I am Clint,
I'm Don.
and we are here today joined with a very special guest. We're going to be talking to one Mr. Ron Sloan today.
Woohoo!
How you
Yeah.
doing, man?
Is he here? I always wanted to meet him.
He's
Yeah,
I
awesome.
miss him at
I'm
every
looking for
convention.
him.
Man.
I was told he was going to show up, so hopefully he will at some point.
Anytime now.
Yeah, right. So most people will know you as Junior from Friday the 13th Part 5, but I didn't want to hop into that right out of the gate because, I don't think that that's what defines Ron Sloan.
No,
No.
I don't either.
No. And actually I caught something that is of particular interest to me, and I wanted to see if maybe I could get you to say a few words about it. Because I know you probably can't say a lot. We are really into fan films these days. Being in the indie scene, fan films are really popular and important to us as fans, who want to see the stories continue. Maybe they didn't go the direction we wanted to. Maybe they're tied up in a lawsuit, that type of thing. But we caught the fact that you might be having a part in Dylan's New Nightmare, which might be a Nightmare on Elm Street fan film.
Ooh, wait, I got the part? Oh my God.
That's what I heard.
Tell me.
Yeah, well, we just got the message from Dave McRae. We figured we'd pass it on to you.
Dave. Dave and I kind of sort of work together. Sort of.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did Dave say about me? Come on.
Actually, we haven't spoken to him, but
not yet. We're working on it.
That was a close one.
Yeah, we've got little bits of his podcast, and we know he's worked on a few films. He even did a Black Christmas one recently.
Wow.
It's Me, Billy. Part 1, part 2 is coming later. But I know that this is one they've been promoting, and he's going to be basically playing the part of Freddy Krueger, which looks great. I saw some of the makeup. But that's about all I know. And I didn't know what could be said about it and what your involvement is.
Well, let's see what I can say without, falling off the deep end. First of all, Dave McRae, amazing Freddy. I mean, we're talking amazing. I do, let's see. Well, I'll start from the beginning. Vince DeSante, who did Never Hike Alone, Never Hike in the Snow, Never Hike Alone.
We know that name.
Oh yeah, we know that name.
Yeah. He, as you know, was the killer, or I don't want to give too much on 13 Fanboy, but I think most of you have seen it already by now.
We have.
So Vince was the killer. He is the producer on Dylan's New Nightmare. So I was shooting 13 Fanboy, and Vince approached me near the end of the shoot and said he's working on a film called Dylan's New Nightmare. It's a fan film, and would I work with him? So, I had never done a fan film before, and I thought, well, why not? If it helps someone in some way, shape, or form get started, I got to tell you, I'm so glad I did it. So glad. It was so rewarding. Cecil Laird, who was the director on Dylan's New Nightmare, and I got to work with Ben Meredith. Ben was the cinematographer on 13 Fanboy. So, it was like old home week with a lot of these guys. And, some really talented folks are involved in this one. And I had some really nice freedom to do what I want to do. I do play a casting director. Yeah, I don't know how much I can talk about this because, the trailer's not out yet.
Yeah, all I have is your character name, and that's
Nick
Matthews. So we can say Nick Matthews is a casting director, and he's
that
in
sounds like
Dylan's New Nightmare.
Yeah, it sounds like a private investigator. Hi, I'm Nick Matthews.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Miko Hughes. You guys know Miko? He was the kid in Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
He was in the New Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he stars in this. Really, this is his baby, his vehicle. And I get to work have really a couple nice scenes with Miko, and I had a blast. I gotta tell you, it's really rewarding for an actor to actually create and do what you want to do. Like I bounced ideas off the director and off of Vince, and they loved what I came up with, and it fit within their script. There wasn't really much ad-libbing, I mean, there were a few little innuendos and things like that, but it was pretty much the script, and it was a good script. And it's kind of funny because some bits and pieces have come out, and I was at a convention in Ocala, Florida called Spookala a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I have these little handout cards for Dylan's New Nightmare just to kind of promote it. And someone made a comment, Ron Sloan, you've crossed over to the other side. Because now I'm in a Nightmare on Elm Street fan film.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, I hadn't thought about it that way. I go, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, So, I see these fan films, and this is my personal interpretation. They're almost like director's reels.
Mm-hmm.
You're taking really bright, young, talented directors and helping them develop a vehicle that will take them to the top. And if I could be a part of, and I'm talking about real fan films, not to separate anything. It's not like I want to be in a Pokey Meets Gumby,
Right.
There's nothing wrong with student films, but this is that next level. Like, I truly believe that the people involved in this film will be top movers and shakers in the industry.
That's great.
And if I can help, and this again is through family, Vince and I working together, great guy. Now Cecil Laird and I, working together, and we're developing a friendship, definitely partnership. We had a lot of fun, and I know I'm going to be working with him again.
Yeah.
But that's another secret.
Right.
Oh,
we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him by the end of it. No, and that's you saying that we actually talked to Felissa Rose yesterday. We had an interview with her, and Wednesday. Shit, God, my days are going.
Same day. It's all the same.
Right, but and she was saying almost the exact same thing. Like, it's not about the paycheck. It's not about the exposure or anything. If you can help somebody rise to the top, and be part of it, that's what matters now. And me and Clint have said it numerous times that these indie films eventually they're going to hit Hollywood. They're going to parallel, because there's too much talent that's in these indie films, and it's amazing with what little budget, little anything that they can do and make something out of nothing. It's insane.
Well, when you take talent, and not necessarily the actors, I mean, you also have to have a talented crew. You have to have a talented director. I mean, cinematography, you go right down the line, people that work together as a team.
Yeah.
And when it's a harmony, take musicians. Some musicians can't cut it as solo artists, but when they're in a group, oh my God, So it's almost, it's not saying that actors can't make it by themselves, but the reality is it does take a team to make something that's really wonderful and delicious. Now, I have not seen even one of my scenes from Dylan's New Nightmare. I saw one scene after my scene with Miko, and I was there when he shot it. So I'm chomping at the bit to see, with what I created, see how it worked. And and I learned a few things. You guys know the stuff. It was new to me. The term Easter egg.
Ah,
Do you guys do
yeah.
you know this?
Oh yeah,
We love those.
love Easter
Well,
eggs.
see, I mean, I never knew it. I mean, and Dylan's New Nightmare, I mean, it's got an Easter basket full of Easter eggs. I mean, there's a lot of cool. I'm involved in some of it,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh man, where have I been?" But then again, you know, in the past, they never really did that
Right.
that
Right.
I was aware of. You know,
Right.
um,
Yeah.
and I don't think Friday the 13th did it. Maybe in the fan films, but not in the actual franchise.
Yeah.
Right. It wasn't super common back then. Recently, we talked to Anna Marcus about.
Oh, I love Adam. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
he's great. And his movie gets a ton of hate. You know what I mean? Jason Goes to Hell. But I mean, he was doing Easter eggs basically in that movie, but they weren't calling them Easter eggs at that time. So like he was doing something that was pretty fresh, you know, and it's like it became known as leaving Easter eggs later on. So I mean, that's 93. So like anything
It is.
before that, I wouldn't
Yeah.
expect an Easter egg situation to exist, you know, unless somebody just had a clear vision. Oh, let's tease that thing from the last movie here. You
Right.
know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's interesting. So, you know, I learned a few things
Yeah.
as often as I can.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
never stop learning.
excited about that. I mean, you know, details or no, I mean, it's that's cool. That's enough for me. I was going to check it out anyway. So
Yeah, we were
whenever
there.
it does come out, I'm definitely.
Well, I know the trailer comes out in March,
Mhm.
so they tell me. I'm hoping I see something long before then, but you know, just a scene. Yeah, just show me
Yeah.
a scene. You know, I just want to, you know, but I mean, it's as an actor, some actors don't want to see themselves.
Right.
And it's a little freaky. You know, I mean, when I saw myself in Friday the 13th, that was the very first time I saw myself on the big screen. I mean, I did a number of stuff in TV and I got to tell you, you're bigger than life. I mean, you know, I was a big boy back then. I was a good 70 pounds heavier as junior. And yeah, I looked big. That was,
Yeah.
I was on a blind date and she didn't see me again. So, you know, it's true story.
Yeah, yeah, you're a shell of your former self. Because I
Yeah,
would say
just
that
about.
if I
Oh,
saw you side by side, I'd be hard pressed to say it's the same
well,
person.
here's proof for you. Hold on, hold that thought.
Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah.
Yep.
The junior head.
Junior head.
Before and after.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that was the mold of my head, brother.
Well, I know when you and John were duking it out, you look like you could whoop somebody's ass for sure.
You know, John didn't exactly pull his punches. Let's just say the stunt coordinator, Dick Warlock, taught John and I how to quote unquote stage fight. Except when Dick was showing John, Dick connected and knocked me down on the ground and I was seeing double. He really did connect. I was like, and he's like, oh, hey, man, sorry. You know, you must have moved forward or something. I'm thinking, I didn't move at all. But yeah. So when John and I shot the scene, he did the same damn thing. And there was a few takes in there, you know. At one point I said, hey, do I get hazard pay around here or what? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I may be a big boy, but that doesn't mean I don't bruise.
Yeah, that shit hurts.
Yeah. Why does everybody treat me like a punching bag?
No doubt.
Oh God.
He didn't. You know what, Clint? He didn't bring up Bonsai Runner. I'm going to bring up Bonsai Runner.
Whoa, very cool.
And the reason I bring it up is because obviously, you know, you and John were in this movie together with Dean Stockwell. So how to explain that one? The movie's amazing. I love the movie.
Well,
Me and my dad used to watch it all the time.
that's cool, man. There's actually some wardrobe from Friday the 13th. Junior, some little pieces of Junior's wardrobe is in that movie.
Really?
Oh yeah, there's like, you know, I think it was the coveralls. I don't know. I remember wearing something from the film that I brought to the set, and John and I didn't have any scenes together, but we saw each other, and we were like both blown away. Hey, you're on this? Yeah, well. And I played this desert rat, like a Junior character, but has it together a little bit more than Junior. But I have a drinking problem in that film. So the fun part of the scary part and the fun part, I drive this great, I think it was a 72 Z28. It had a 427 that the guy put in it. It was a nasty, and I'm a car guy.
It's a nasty
This car was nasty.
Yeah.
So I get to tool around in this car for real. And so, in my downtime, I'm kind of zipping around, having some fun. Well, in the shooting of the film, I'm following the camera car. And these guys, the first time we did it, and I can't remember the kid who I worked with on the film, who was my sidekick. I know it was Steve, and senior moment. But I'm following this camera car at 70 miles an hour on the desert. Yeah, that's pretty damn fast. At night, no headlights, and we're shooting the scene. You got the camera in the car. The lights are, in your eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Who thought this one out? It's not like you could really see the scenery at night.
Yeah.
And the brake lights come on the camera car. So they couldn't use that scene. And, they're cussing stuff. So they had to disconnect the brake lights in the camera car. And I'm still following this damn camera car at 70 miles an hour. Now it has no brake lights. I can't tell when he's slowing down or stopping. So, part of your head is trying to act and do your thing and create and the other part of you is going, dude, don't crash. Dude, you're going to kill yourself for real.
Please don't crash this car.
Wow.
This is on the nightly news,
I can't believe they do it like that.
No shit.
Well, yeah. But the director, real cool guy. This was probably the highlight for me on that film. Dean Stockwell saw one of my scenes, and we were talking, and he's a great guy. A great guy. He went up like a lot of notches in my book. He's always been a good actor, but he saw my scene, and he said, so hey, kid, who's your agent? I said, I don't have an agent. And he goes, you do now. And he called his agent and told him they were to take me on.
Wow.
That guy, he didn't know me, but he stepped right up to the plate, man. And it wasn't like I asked him, he was awesome. That's above and beyond.
No doubt. Wow.
That's paying it forward.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. No, I love that movie. And yeah, you had a bitching car. My dad's got a 69 RSZ.
Oh,
yeah, it's pretty much spec that how you just said it, 427, and it's nasty car. Which actually it's funny because there was a nasty car on a set of Friday the 13th Part 5, was there not? Old Billy drove it. That's what was that?
Yeah, he had
the Charger, wasn't it?
Yeah, Charger, yeah. A Charger fueled with cocaine. Yeah, those are always fast.
Yep.
That was a nasty car, man.
Bobby Simone. Yeah.
Yeah, we met him at a convention.
New Jersey HorrorCon.
New Jersey HorrorCon. Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got some nice toys, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've seen a couple of them. I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah. He definitely has some nice toys.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we're trying to stay away from Junior because that's not what you're about.
Oh, good, because he's got a venereal disease, so Junior's not. Yeah.
Right. So 13 fanboy. You got to work with, Deborah again.
Yeah, but really, it's the first time working directly.
Yeah.
Right.
And I should say working directorially with Deborah.
Right. So just explain how that all came about and how you got, how you got involved with it. Cause me and Clint love it. It was a phenomenal movie.
Oh man.
Um,
Well, I was very fortunate. Deborah and I have seen each other over the last, I don't know, 15, 18 years, something like that, at conventions occasionally.
mhm.
I really didn't do many conventions. I mean, she's done a ton, I'm sure. She's cuter, So, but we were at the very first convention together, which was out in Texas. It was like 18 years ago. I think it was Camp Blood, or it had a dark past. There was problems, so I won't go into it. But every year or two, we'd see each other. And we were at Horror Hound Weekend in Columbus, Ohio, a few years back. Probably 5 years ago now, I think about it. And I was getting ready to go down to the convention. Deborah said, "Hey, do you want to go for a walk?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Well, in my mind, a walk is a walk. You walk, you talk. Deborah believes in cardio. So, I mean, this girl was walking.
Okay.
Have you ever tried to talk while you're walking? You're out of breath.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, we're doing this before the convention,
Right.
Yeah.
So we had a really nice walk. And near the end of the walk, she goes, I wrote a small part for you in a film. I'd be really honored if you would play it. And I was like, well, sure. What actor turns down work?
Right.
And I didn't know anything about the film at that point. So we were in communication over the next year and a half. And then I get a script emailed to me. And at that time, I was on like 26 pages of a 97-page script. I was like, small part.
Yeah.
And I called her and I go, Deb, I really want to thank you. I know you said this was a small part. And I go, it looks pretty big to me. And she said, the longer I got to know you, the bigger your part grew. And that was pretty damn cool.
Yeah, that is.
And so, formulating everything together, and we had a lot of communication together on this. And it's interesting because I know you've seen the film. Yeah. There's like 3 or 4 scenes of mine that are actually not in the film. And one of them's on my IMDb page. So if you want to check it out, it's in my demo reel, not on the trailer, but in the demo. Watch them both.
Yep.
But I have a bedroom scene with Dee that is not in the movie. And that's all I'm going to say about that. No.
I was like, well, damn.
No, I will watch it.
Yeah, definitely.
I actually meant to watch it before.
I got to pull it up right now, actually.
I meant to watch it before.
It's just a sweet and loving scene. We're not talking wild sex.
Right.
Darn. No. That would really be a horror film with me.
Got really weird.
Right.
Oh my God, what did you do? No.
Turned into a werewolf. I don't know what's going on here.
No, that was just a hair on my back, man. Are you kidding?
It was rolled over. God, holy shit.
Oh. So it's almost like a Hallmark moment, this little sweet and loving scene with Dee and I. And Deborah told me it's only like 30 seconds or something, but it was in the film till the very last minute, and they decided not to have any warm fuzzies. And I had about 3 warm fuzzy scenes. I mean, but at least it's still alive in IMDb world.
Right.
So that's pretty cool.
No, that is cool.
Yeah, it is cool. No doubt about it.
And it's cool that they let you have that, so that you can hang on to it and use it as a reel, because that would really help an actor like showcase some of their other talents.
It's true. I mean, they were cool. I have really all my clips. I just but you don't want to show everything because people are bored. People's attention span's about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get a little Whitman sampler of my ability in that demo reel. That's pretty cool.
His analogies are fucking on point. I love it. Whitman sampler.
I'm showing my age, man. What are you talking about?
But I know exactly what you're saying. It's hilarious. I'm like, did he just say that? Yes, he did.
Do I get sponsorship?
We'll send.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll send you a package.
Yeah,
We'll get you.
Didn't even go Russell Stover on that.
Yeah, Russell Stover.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
I should see candy,
Yeah, exactly. Cadbury eggs. We'll send you some Cadbury eggs.
Yeah.
That's it. Sugar free. No,
right.
they give you. They work as a laxative. You don't want them.
So what's funny is, as you were saying with 13 Fanboy, you were given a script or emailed a script, didn't know what it was. Isn't that the second time that's happened to you? Because I'm pretty sure part 5 you didn't know was a Friday the 13th movie.
Right. The first script was Repetition, and that was Friday the 13th part 5. I knew before the script, just talking with Deborah. Yeah, I mean, I knew basically what was going on. But until I got that script, I didn't know how extensive it was. I mean, as an actor, I'm like counting pages going, oh, wow, I'm on page. Wow. Oh, I'm here. I mean, it's not like it's this massive dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a lot of scenes, but what was interesting after the final cut, I'm not in it for the first half hour.
Right.
The little nuanced scenes and little relationship scenes building with Dee weren't really needed.
Right.
They were in my head.
Right.
My ego said they were needed.
Oh, yeah.
I actually had a 2-page monologue that I worked a long time on. And I think it was our first day of shooting. You don't shoot in chronological order.
Right.
So I said to Dee, I go, would it be cool if we rehearse this? And she was like, why do you want to rehearse it? It could be golden right off the bat. Let's just go for it. And I'm like thinking, gee, I sure really like, I have 2 pages here,
Right.
And she goes, oh, yeah, okay, let's just rehearse it. So we start to do it, and she went, wait. What? Why do we have all this dialogue here? By this time in the movie, we're moving really quick. Why are we slowing? And she looks at me and she goes, oh, Ron, I'm sorry. And she realized, this whole big scene that I've worked probably a good 6 months on. Yeah. But she was right. She knew her shit, man. She was 100% right, and Deborah agreed. So they kept a little tiny chunk, and we moved on.
Yeah.
And I felt, I remember going to the hotel that night, and I was talking to my wife on the phone. She goes, oh, how'd it go? I go, that big scene you worked with me, and it's gone. It didn't happen. But, it's, as an actor, there's that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been my sizzle reel. I was like, because I had, it was a roller coaster of emotion in that scene.
Yeah.
But I understood it didn't really work at that time. Yeah. So I was thrown another scene to do the next day. But in the big picture, it was cut out too.
I would make a terrible editor because
I would.
I can tell you that
I'd have a 4-hour fucking movie.
I'd leave too much stuff in. The fact they can make decisions like that is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it can't be a mini series,
right?
I would have just out of my own. I would have liked to see just that much of a little bit of love between Dee and I,
right?
Because there was a lot of love on film, but. I'm kind of, I could even be considered a suspect in this whole 13 Fanboy for a heartbeat or two.
Right.
So I understand it.
Yeah. That's one of those things that I like about a whodunit is not knowing and becoming suspicious, of more than one character through the progression of the story, because that's what makes it fun. The fact that you keep guessing and you're not led directly to, you know, um, who that killer is.
Well, I love
Or
that. Yeah.
yeah. It's
Well, you take like the boyfriend. Well, I don't want to pull up all the red herrings and stuff because some people haven't seen it yet.
yeah,
So,
no, I suspected him for a
Oh yeah,
good bit of the movie,
Oh yeah.
well, especially when he has a wound on his hand after the fight scene, and you go, it's him.
Yep.
Ends up with this mask inexplicably in a backpack. Why do you have this?
Wait a minute.
It's like, right.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the fun stuff.
Right.
It truly is the fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that was played by Andrew Leidy. He's a good actor, good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Prankster. He's a prankster on the set. He's the funny guy.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Funny guy or annoying guy?
Oh, no, funny.
Okay, good.
Definitely funny. He's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
And a newbie, I believe, to the horror world is Haley Reese Greenbauer. She was the lead.
Yep.
And I thought she did a hell of a job.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah.
I really have
good.
The utmost respect. And of course, Deb, I mean, she knows what she's doing. That girl, great scenes. CJ.
Oh, well.
CJ.
Not much needs to be said about CJ or Kane.
I loved him at that.
Yeah.
Well, I thought, both the guys did a wonderful job. I mean, Kane, you saw the emotional side of Kane that nobody's ever seen before.
Yeah.
Right.
And CJ, I see CJ. I was just with him a while back at it was called SuperCon. It was in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Okay.
And he's a funny guy. He really is. He's a character, and I have the utmost respect for him. If I didn't, he'd beat the shit out of me. But just the whole ensemble with Tracy Savage and Lar Park Lincoln and Judy Aronson, man, she plays a good crazy woman.
Yeah, no doubt. Everybody was great in it. That's and I just think the fact that you got to work with people from different parts of the series was amazing too. Is like, it wasn't just Carol or Deb, you got to work with, everybody. And
speaking of Carol, when you go on the IMDb to my demo, you'll see an extension of that funny scene between Carol and I. It's actually really freaking hilarious.
When she's Ethel and you're Junior?
Yeah, it's actually a lot longer than what's in the movie. So take a peek at that one. And it's all part of that demo. So, yeah, and I love Carol. I love her. I had talked to her today for a few minutes. And to wish her happy Friday the 13th, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
And you call her every Mother's Day, right?
I do call her every Mother's Day. Absolutely. I'll even send a card. I have fun with it, and
you have to.
Her husband puts up with me. I mean, it was so funny because I was messing with him. He's a good guy. He's a musician, music producer, really good, really, really smart guy. And he's got a cool old classic BMW, an old 2002 that's like crazy nut car. And we just have fun. I called him Dad one time. He was like, "Whoa, wait. You can call her Mom, but I'm not your dad." He goes, it was just kind of fun. And it was a trip because we were in Chicago for Flashback Weekend, and Greg actually joined us. And I didn't know that Greg was like great friends with Nick Castle, who played. He was the first
Yeah.
Michael
Michael
Myers.
Myers.
So we're finishing up the first night of the convention, and Carol goes, "So do you want to join us for dinner tonight? We're going to be with Nick." And well, sure. And I didn't know what she was talking about. Nick. Well, sure. Whoever Nick is.
Right.
And so I'm introduced. I knew who he was. I was like, "Oh man, you guys know
Yeah.
each other?" And he goes, "Yeah, Greg and I have been friends." So it was cool. And I just saw Nick at Spookala, and it was all, hey, how's Carol doing? It was just cool. Now you're part of another little family circle.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about.
No, and it's funny that you keep saying the things that we've heard, especially, on the indie circuit and in the major circuit. You get people that you get involved with, and it's kind of who you want to stick with. There's a team that can do the job and can make it work. And like you said, it's not, you have to be able to act. I mean, but that's like so minuscule compared to, you got to have a good cinematographer. You got to have a good,
Everything.
director, everything. But and then it goes, full circle with like being a family. Like you said, it's now you're in another loop.
It's true. It's a recipe. Think of a recipe. Yeah, you're making a lemon meringue pie. Well, I'm just the lemon. You need all the other fixings to make it taste good. So yeah, it does take a team. Nobody does it by themselves.
No, you're right about that.
Yeah,
definitely.
that's true.
All right, now we're going to part 5.
Uh-oh.
We've stayed away long enough.
Sorry, your time is up.
And all of a sudden, time's up. Boom. And me and Clint were talking. We actually did a little special before we came on here. We ranked all of our Friday the 13th, and
yeah, since it's Friday the 13th.
Yeah, and we've taken a very big liking to part 5 as of late. Just because it gets shit on by so many people, and we don't know why. But we were talking about it, and it's kind of a callback to the very first one if you think about it, because it's a who done it. You don't know who did it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right off the bat, Joey gets killed. It's like, oh shit, like what happened?
Yeah.
They
don't reveal the killer until the very end.
Very end.
Turns out to be a grieving parent for a murdered child. This one not necessarily through neglect,
right?
But a very similar, like a parallel story path. They restarted the franchise basically by telling part 1 all over again, just by changing some characters and changing some situations. And it was really,
even the title,
the beginning.
Yeah, they didn't try to mislead anyone.
Nope.
Which is kind of my confusion with why I get so much hate, because everybody feels like they've been duped when they watch this movie. Jason wasn't in it. Well, they kind of let you know up front that this was a brand new story.
In reality, Jason was in it. It might be
in dream sequences.
Cameo.
Yeah.
Corey Feldman was in it. It's a cameo.
Yep.
Doesn't mean they weren't, but yeah, it's not the same killer over and over and over again. The typical story. And in some respects, it depends to what degree you would take it. It's even more scary because it's a real serial killer.
There you go. Yep. Exactly.
Exactly. That's what's scary about 13 Fanboy. It's a real serial killer. It's not some mythical guy that disappears that you can never kill. No, this guy could die.
Yeah. Yeah, and we told Deborah when we talked to her, we gave an appreciation for the inventiveness of that story, because it's not a fan film in any stretch of that word. I mean, it's an original story that's inspired by the Friday the 13th movies and includes actors from the films.
So sorry to interrupt.
No,
I never knew this. What makes a fan film? I don't know if you guys know the structure of 13 Fanboy is far from being a fan film
Correct.
structure wise.
Mhm.
I just learned this again, new stuff, old guy, new stuff. A fan film has to be under an hour. I don't know if you guys knew this. So
Oh,
if you were doing a Jason, a Freddy, Michael Myers as your fan character, legally, it has to be under an hour and you cannot make a profit.
That we know.
right.
That
Right.
part we know.
You
Right.
know, so it's interesting how that works. I never knew that. Now, so when you take something like 13 Fanboy, which was, well over an hour,
Yeah.
just in structure, there's no way that could be a fan film. So,
True.
and also they weren't utilizing quote unquote Jason. They were utilizing the actors,
Mhm.
Right.
but there was no Jason in the film. And definitely the mask is a creation of the serial killer.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fantastic, and you kind of brought it up. It makes it even scarier because that stuff can happen, and that stuff has happened. It's not even, can
Right.
it? It has. I think at one point one of the actresses in real life had a stalker or had
Adrian King.
and that's more terrifying than anything you could put on
Oh,
the
it's
screen.
horrible. It's horrible. It's when and I'm not people like that are big public figures. I'm not a big public figure. I'm Junior and Friday 13th.
You're fucking big to me.
Well, appreciate that, but it's interesting having that history and being part of the franchise and having a time of my life with it. Never in a million years, like when I shot this, I had no clue this would be anything but a day, well, for my term, it was 3 weeks work, which really was 6 days work, but they held me for 3 weeks, I was happy, pay wise on that one.
Oh yeah.
And I never thought it was anything. I had no clue until like the first convention or second convention. When I saw a guy dressed like Junior coming to the convention, I was like, oh shit, are you kidding? And this was a big old boy, man. This guy's like 6'8", had the
Wow.
sweatshirt, the leather cap, and he came up to me and he's all, Junior. I go, no, man, you're Junior. I got to get a picture with you.
Right.
I was thrilled to get a picture with him. And it's just fun. It's one thing seeing the cosplayers at all the conventions. That's a blast. I mean, I love that. These guys blow my mind. I mean, some guy walked up to me and he was in an Iron Man costume. You think, okay, well, the thing then also is all motorized. It opened up, it did all this shit. I'm looking at this, and then it closed. I'm like, dude, that was amazing. You go, yeah, I made it myself. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That
I just want to have a little bit of that talent.
Yeah, really?
People just have fun. And that's if you can have fun and not take this shit serious, just have a blast with it, have a good time, meet people. I mean, I enjoy it. I get introduced to folks when I do these conventions. That's like cool.
We've done a few. We've been to a few, and it's a different world, man. It's you get there and you think it's just celebrities, but you guys are just regular people. You guys are and that's all you want to be is just a normal person, and that's what's so inviting. It's like, there's some people you see like, do I want to go walk up to that person? And then there's some people like, damn, I got to meet that person, because you can just see the interaction.
Well, I bumped into Arnold Schwarzenegger in a sense. I've told the story in the past, how I got my head and then from, the real effects and all this. And as I was leaving carrying my head, it was given to me, but I still felt like, am I supposed to have this? Right. It was like, wow, the cat who gave it to me, was he supposed to do that? And then I bumped into Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I felt like talking to him and meeting him. And, I think he was shooting True Lies at the time. And I thought, dude, you got a head in a bag here. You don't even know if it's really yours. Just get the hell off the studio lot. Bye, Arnold.
Right. I never talked to you, but I saw you ran into you.
Isn't that funny when you see actors? I don't know if this has happened to you guys. I could kick myself sometimes because I was in Santa Monica at some restaurant near the beach, and Jim Carrey comes walking in, and he's like just walking right towards me, going to like a seat behind me. And as he walked by, I go, "Oh, hey, Jim." And I'm thinking as he sits down, you don't know Jim. What are you saying? Oh, hey, Jim. You don't know him.
Yeah.
That's like crazy. But these people become part of our lives from just seeing them in movies and TV and stuff that you feel like you know them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I turn into an idiot in front of celebrities.
Oh, Jesus.
For sure.
He's fun. He's fun to go to conventions with. I don't, usually he goes ahead of me, and it takes if I have any nervous, energy, it's gone because he looks like a total idiot when he goes up to any of these people. Yeah. I'm like, Clint, just for fucking relax, Clint. They're not gonna do anything. It's just chill out. They're signing something, chill out. And he oh man, he's funny to watch.
It's hilarious. I love it. I love it.
My final girls get me every time.
Every fucking time. Well, Amy Steele said you were cute, so you know what?
Well,
take that. Yeah. So boom.
There you go.
Exactly. So yeah, and conventions, they're it's like I said, it's a different world. You just go to have fun. Anybody that takes that, especially convention, seriously, you're in the wrong thing.
Well, when I do a convention, and I don't do that many, you get to pose hold my head from the movie, and people are blown away because that is the original head. It's holding up. It needs some love. It does need love. But it's interesting. You make it a fun moment. With all of us, we only have a moment,
right?
And so make it the best that you can do, and it's there's no. You got to have a good time. You truly have to have a good time.
Yeah, you're right, and
there's
no right or wrong way to do it. That's the thing. Just do it.
Yeah, I've had a couple, nothing dramatic or anything, but I've had one guy who sat at my table and he was just talking the whole time. He didn't want to leave, and I wasn't booting him out, but I was talking to other people. It was like, there's an empty chair, relax, be comfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
But don't ruin their time. That's all I ask.
Yes. Exactly.
You want to hang, whatever, but this is their moment.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that's what we do.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We hang around and be weirdos.
Well, bring your own chair.
Yeah. That's right. Bring your own chair.
Bring your own
Don't
chair.
steal mine, damn it.
And snacks. You got to bring snacks.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Speaking of snacks, I don't know if anybody's asked you this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. And if somebody's asked you, I'm sorry. What the fuck was in that stew? In the movie,
I have a can of it right here, but
was it Denny Moore or what?
that would have been good.
That would have been good.
Okay.
Okay, so you take cold Campbell's chicken noodle soup without water, the condensed soup before adding water. Add whatever mystery meat or fixings you found at the craft services cart that you decide to add and mix in without any extra water, ice cold. And go ahead and eat it, Junior. Go enjoy it. So, my scene of spitting it out, letting it drip on my chin and everything was pretty real because I didn't want to swallow that shit.
I could kind of tell that. That's why I had to ask. I'm like, that shit looked nasty. I was like, not.
It was nasty.
He's not swallowing any of that shit.
In the whole wide world. Yeah.
God, please tell me. All right. How much? So, and you said it earlier, not much was ad lib. Please tell me every one of y'all's lines was ad lib.
I mean, the basic script was there, the structure, the bones. It's the side comments that are ad-libbed. So, you have structure, but, what you say under your breath, and shit like that, that's what comes out as an ad-lib, just to make it all flow and move.
Right.
Um,
Was that the first time you've ever been called a dildo?
oh, yeah.
Okay.
But it wasn't the last.
All right. Well, that was the next part of that question was,
yeah.
Did it happen after that? All
that
right.
happened at the
It happens
conventions.
at every convention if Carol's with me. She's got the mouth of a sailor at conventions.
Oh, Jesus.
And people like seeing her flip people off, all the photo ops. And Carol's so sweet about it. So you're in a photo op, maybe with like Dick Wien, myself, Deborah Voorhees, and Carol will go, "Excuse me, honey, did you want me to flip you off in this?" It's like everybody's all, "Yeah,
yes, please."
I'd be like, "Yes, of course."
I want to hear. I want to hear the dude that says no. I want to hear that. Like, oh, fucking get out of this photo op.
Yeah, yeah.
She was courteous about that,
You two, I swear to God, and that is the most enjoyable part of 5 is watching you two roll up on that fucking bike. Oh, hi, Ethel. Good morning. You look all horse shit. I'm like, well, I know where this movie's going. I know exactly where this is going now.
Yeah.
It's so great. It's so great.
Yeah.
You roll up in a trailer park and you're so smart about it. You're like, she's going to grind you up, my friend. I'm like, dude, he's about to go fucking crazy. He's the killer.
He's going to kick your ass. And
yeah,
he did.
I'm like, fuck. I'm like, all right, he's about to whoop some ass now. But yeah, you two's your chemistry was fantastic.
Yeah, we had fun. I had a good time with John. John he didn't break character. I mean, I didn't really get to know John as John till conventions, truly, and auditions. I worked at a casting facility back in those days. I shot screen tests. I was a cameraman shooting auditions for top casting directors. So that world was great for me. And I knew all these guys. I knew, oh my God, I saw John Robert Dixon. I mean, everybody in that film at one point had auditioned for me a number of times. And because when I came on the set, people were like, "Yeah, hey man, I know you. Where do I know you from?" Baker and Nesbitt. I was a cameraman there, or Sheila Manning casting, or oh man, Mark Vittorini and I were pretty good friends from the casting end of it. Because I don't want to say I'm a casting assistant. I'm the cameraman, but a lot of times there are no casting directors in the room. You're, as the cameraman, are running them through their paces. And then on the callback, you're the cameraman, but the casting director is telling them what to do. But usually the first call, it's a camera guy.
Yeah.
The shooter, and that's what I was. So I knew all these cats. It was kind of old home week already. That was pretty cool.
Well, the thing, and you guys, it was different with this one especially because, and me and Clint were talking about it earlier. Just this one just seemed like it was more. It's just and using your word structured. It just seems like it was more put together than any other Friday the 13th that came out. Like you could, like the characters, you gave a shit about the characters. You could tell that, you guys genuinely cared about the subject matter, and, it turned out great. And that's why, we
seem to have a pretty solid story.
That's the thing. Like everything about it was solid. The acting was solid. The story was solid. And it was different than the other ones. That's why, honestly, that's why I love it so fucking much, because it's that different.
Well, when you say story, what's interesting as an actor is the story, the big picture, in a sense, you're not aware of. You're only aware of your picture, your scenes. I mean, yes, when you read it and you want to make the formula work and be harmonious with everything that's going on, but, your scenes are separate. What's beautiful, like with Dee Wallace, oh man, amazing actress, amazing actress. You know, she ties in all the integral parts of the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
So her emotions, everything she was doing, brought it all together. She's the glue.
Okay.
So that's what's cool. And you know, we had a very interesting relationship. It was just for 2 weeks. It was just fun, man. It was just, I mean, I admire her. I had the easy end of it.
Okay.
She definitely had, but she's gifted.
Yeah. She was doing some heavy lifting in that film.
Oh my
I
God.
could see it.
Without a doubt. Oh yeah.
But it was so funny. So, you know, people like hearing behind the scene stuff, you know, that's what makes some of these films fun. So, you know, in my quote unquote death scene, oh, I hope I didn't ruin it for anybody, but in 13 Fanboy, yes, I donate blood.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing the scene, and Dee, in her own, I don't want to call it ad-libbing, it wasn't a directorial thing, but Dee came up with the idea of giving me CPR. So here I am, covered in blood, scissors sticking out of my neck, you know, all the great prosthetic. And she starts to do CPR on me in the scene, except I don't know what happened. Maybe it was the bed I slept on or whatever went on. I had a rib out of place. So her first pump, I'm all, oh.
God.
And I go, D, can you fake this? I go, you're really killing me. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I mean, and she was really doing CPR. I'm sure she was going to bust her at any time now.
Just hear that.
So she faked it. She did really good. Oh my God, those first.
Phew.
Oh
I
man,
bet that was like something you ain't never felt before.
It was. I was hoping she was going to put it back in place. I mean,
right?
So I hear is that snap that fucking like an erector set. Just click. Oh, we're good now.
Oh man. No, there's some just crazy shit on that.
I bet. Did they come out with a behind the scenes on 13 Fanboy? Is that on a DVD or the Blu-ray?
No.
Damn. They need to come out with that.
No, I don't know if they, you know, I don't know if they're going to actually, and I don't know if there was anything specifically shot like that. You know, I mean, it was a high tension, you know, it's enough getting the movie done.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing when you have a cat walking around shooting everything and, you know, creating a documentary. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, the objective was to get the movie done.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And if there's not time for it, then no, it is what it is. I mean, that just proves how good you guys are.
Well, everybody makes mistakes and stuff, but, you know, overall, I mean, it was just a cool experience. I have never been in a body bag before, nor do I have a desire to be in one again.
Yeah,
but
that doesn't seem very fun.
Well, you know, it kept me warm.
Yeah.
It was freezing out there. And here I am laying on the ground. You know, they put me in this body bag. And it was and I was happy to be in the bag at that moment.
Yeah.
And then the thought came, wait a minute, is this a new body bag or is this a used body bag? What's that smell?
Oh.
You know? It was like,
Why am I so warm in here? Did you guys just take somebody out of here?
Yeah. This did come off of a true EMT ambulance. It wasn't a movie. It came off of the one there in Rui
man.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And then I'm like, oh man, then this is how far an actor goes. Okay. I'm thinking in my head, okay, how long have I been dead? Has rigor mortis set in? So when they put me on the gurney and strap me down, am I stiff or am I limp? That's what's going on in my head. And I chose, you're stiff, baby. So when they're strapping me in, now I can't remember. I don't think I know it's in takes I have here at home. I don't know if it's in the movie, but like they strapped me down so hard, my legs went up. I was so in belief in my own mind that I was dead and stiff that, they're strapping me. And so when they did the upper body, the legs went up. I mean, that's what was in my head. That's how far I took it. And then when they're taking me out of the body bag, I was trying to crack everybody up because it was like kind of a serious moment. And I just said, hey guys, don't fart in a body bag.
Oh God.
I go, that should be a bumper sticker. I should have that at convention.
You should. That should be on the back of every EMT.
That's it.
Yeah. Don't fart in a body bag.
Jesus. Another good t-shirt idea.
Damn right.
That's right. Send me royalties.
That's right. Every time somebody puts it on camera.
I'll send you the body bag shots. I got some good ones. It was pretty funny.
That sounds hilarious for sure. God, I can only imagine the fun you guys have on these sets. Is there at a set you've been on, I can't imagine you haven't had fun.
Well, the fun truly comes for me in a sense with age. And what I mean by that, when you finally are not worried and everything is second nature, like, you really don't want to think about your lines. You just want them there. You want to have the freedom to say those words that allows you to be the character who you are. It was once said to me by an acting coach, if you're watching yourself act, you're not acting.
Makes sense.
You can't be, I'm doing this here, I'm doing that there, I'm hitting this mark here. It's too mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be human. It's got to be fluid, totally organic. The technical end comes just from, you have to hit your mark there, or there's a little piece of tape there, or whatever. It's like once you have the part, you make it your own. To me, the blessing of a director is to help give you insight if you're not hitting it right, or you're not hitting it the way they want it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I love hearing, do you want to try it this way, try it that way, or me asking, hey, would you mind if I did it like this? And like the last one I did was like, oh man, I love that. I hadn't thought about that. And I go, that's cool. I love having the freedom to create, but I'm also very open to their creation. They are where they are because they did something right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, it's that mixture. So, I mean, I look forward to working. I don't see it as a gig. I don't see it as a one-time thing. It goes along with everything. And I look so forward to doing it. And it's whether, I mean, I had 2 weeks of a family. I had 2 weeks of great energy, long days. I'm not saying I didn't come back to the hotel room and feel exhausted and just want to take a shower. And it's so funny. I lost 4 pounds shooting 13 Fanboy. And, it's not like, I was just busy. I made it a point. I am not sticking my hand in that craft services M&M peanut bowl.
Right.
27 other people have stuck their hand in that bowl.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm not touching that shit.
Nope.
Now give me a little bag of those. I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's the germaphobe in Junior ever since the stew.
No, I don't blame you, man. Nope. No way. You could.
It's
No.
just cool. It's just cool. And I can understand these folks that are truly blessed to get TV series or, episodics, whatever, and they see the same characters grow in before their eyes, how rewarding. See, I was very fortunate at a young age. In 1975, 76, I worked as an usher, a page on all the Norman Lear shows. All in the Family, Different Strokes, Facts of Life, One Day at a Time, Jefferson's, Good Times, and plus all these specials, tons of specials. And I got to sit in the director's booth, but moreover, I got to be, I don't want to say friends with these actors. Sally Struthers was a friend. I mean, she was really cool. She treated me like a person, not subservient, not an usher. I mean, she even set up an audition for me. Norman Lear, the creator of all this, one night called me down on stage during the warm-up, and he goes, "Ron," I was impressed that he knew my name. Then again, I did have a name tag. He goes, "Ron, come on down here. You're going to play Meathead." That's the Rob Reiner.
Yeah.
So I did improv with Norman Lear. And after all was said and done, he goes, "Wow, man, you're really good." He goes, "Go see my casting director, Jane Murray. Tell her I sent you." And boom, little parts, man, whether it's shaking Schneider's hand from One Day at a Time, or I'd have one or two lines. They were called under fives. You can have under 5 lines. You weren't really a character per se. I mean, you might have had a name. Mm-hmm. And then it went up from there. Next thing I know, I did a Norman Lear pilot. And I was like, holy shit. It was the only one that probably didn't ever go. It's an episodic now. It's part of another show called Facts of Life. But it was cool. Great experience. Watching these people come together for years and be a family. Truly be a family. And some families have controversies, I mean, not all actors get along.
Mm-hmm. It's not. See, it's even in the indie scene, it's like that too. It's you guys, and you don't have, you barely have 2 weeks to do anything. Sometimes you got 4 days, 5 days,
right?
And it's a blessing and a curse at the same time, because you get to know these people somewhat, but you don't get to know them like family. But you know that you made it. I guarantee you, especially with you, explaining how you are, I know you made an impact on everything you've been in. You would have had to have, because you're still doing it.
Well, I stepped out of it for 17 years, kind of. I mean, there were little tiny things. I decided to live in Hawaii, and I lived in Maui 17 years and met my wife there, and we had a great life there. And I had some auditions. I flew over to Oahu, and at one point I stopped myself and I said, "Dude, why are you flying over to Oahu and then flying back for a callback? And then sometimes there's a third visit." And I was like, you should be living in LA then, because there, I'd have a couple auditions a week. In Hawaii, it was costing me a fortune to go on auditions. Yeah, and it might be just a day's work, 2 days work. And finally, I drew the line. I said, I'm satisfied with what I've done acting. And I had a very successful art sales career, being a director of an art gallery and running it, and just selling fine art. And I enjoyed it tremendously. And so I said, yeah, I'm done. And my agent goes, "Come on, there's this new TV show, and I know you can get a part on it." And, I'm like, "No, you know what? I got to draw the line somewhere." And she goes, "Well, when the show comes out, if you ever want to watch it, it's called Lost." Of course, I became a big fan of Lost. And I remember watching one episode, my wife went, "That would have been you. You would have been that part." And I'm like,
Hell,
Hey,
you could have been John Locke.
no, no. I like John Locke. I thought he did a
Yeah.
great
Oh, yeah.
job.
Oh yeah.
The TV show got a little confusing at times.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
the
yeah.
smoke people are here. Was that Cheech and Chong or what?
Yeah, it's like, what is that? Please explain.
Yeah,
Please elaborate.
Yeah.
I
but
don't
there's
know
a
what
plane.
that means.
There's no plane. Is it a ripple in time? It doesn't matter. We're just having fun.
Yeah,
That's
right.
right.
Exactly. Well, my brother, you have been on here for more than an hour. We do not want to keep you on here. I can't.
Well, I appreciate that.
I would have
I'm
taken
probably-
10 minutes of your time and I would have been happy.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm probably missing in action with my spouse, so where's that? Yeah.
But thank you so much for hopping on here with us, man. You are
Well,
an
thank you,
absolute
guys.
delight to deal with. We can't
Back at you.
we
Yeah.
can't wait to see what you
It's
got
been
coming
amazing.
out. Yeah, we can't
I'm
Yeah,
glad we got a
you
little
know-
deeper into Ron Sloan. I like that.
yeah, it's
And I
great.
do appreciate that. You guys ask questions. A lot of people haven't. So that's
Yeah.
cool. And also, this thing, the new Dylan's New Nightmare, again, it's a fan film. My part is not like this huge, but what it is to me, it was great. It was a great experience. And I had a freaking blast doing it. I had fun creating, and it's like when you can run with something, it's almost like a football player catching the ball and he sees that goalpost, but there's all these obstacles in the way and he's going back, but he made it. So, it's just kind of cool knowing, wow, man, I can't wait to see the finished product.
Yeah, because we can't either.
The product in my head says, oh man, this was great.
He says he's got a small part. I guarantee, watch, he's going to be in there for fucking 45 minutes. Just like 13 Fanboy.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, that's different. No, it's a little, I don't want to say it's a little part, it's an integral part. It's a taster. It's the opening scene of a movie, That's cool.
I just had to give you shit because as your part grew and grew and grew, it's like he says, I got a little part. And,
you can't be too big in this movie. Miko Hughes, he's got a big part. It's his film, man. It's his time to shine.
Yeah.
And he's a good actor. So I think you guys will enjoy watching him grow in this film.
We can't look. We can't wait for it. I mean, we can't. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it, without a doubt. So, Clint, do your little spiel because you do it better than I do.
Well, I mean, I just wanted to give you a second right here at the end, just to make sure that anybody who wants to follow you somewhere or keep in touch with any projects that you've got going on, what's a good place to find information about you? Are you on social media or anything like that?
Well, I do Facebook. I do have an Instagram, but I've never used it.
That's okay.
I need somebody to teach me on that.
You and me both. You and me both. I told my dude the other day, I was like, I have it. I don't even know how it fucking works. I'm like,
Same thing about TikTok.
Like, I don't know.
I look at Facebook every day just to kind of read something, see what other folks are doing when I'm not working, or bored or whatever.
Right.
I'm not active. I should be. I know my agent's kind of pissed off that I'm not on all this stuff promoting. I enjoy the conventions. You guys come see me at a con.
Yes.
You'll dig it. We'll just have a blast.
Yeah.
As far as Facebook goes, maybe I'm a little of a curmudgeon on it. I haven't been accepting friends. It's not that I don't want to. It seems like I had 2 times in a row where I got hacked. And I was like, why do that? What? I don't get it. What's the big thrill of, I screwed up his Facebook page. So, I feel bad because there's people I would like to go, yeah, sure. Every now and then, if I know you, maybe not you, Clint, but if I, no, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, but Yeah, I should get some kind of social, but I'll keep you guys posted when I know anything on
I
Dylan's new
appreciate it.
record. You
Yeah.
need to interview Miko Hughes.
If I
Yeah.
could get him, I will.
There's not a doubt in my mind. I'm positive you could get him.
Hey, we'll give it a
Hey,
try.
give it a whirl.
Hey, and
No
with you
doubt.
in our corner,
Hey, yeah, I
maybe
got
we got
you.
a better shot.
Shit.
Wait a minute. I've never seen you guys before in my life. I don't know
Oh,
who the
shit.
fuck
Here we
you
go.
are.
Here we go.
There it is. There it is.
Who's assholes? I know one of them
No,
hacked my
Miko.
Facebook.
They're weird, man. I don't know who they are.
Yeah, yeah.
One of them hacked my Facebook.
Yeah, this guy.
Hack my cell phone bill so you can pay that shit.
Yeah, no shit. Tell me about it.
Oh, you say you are. Yeah, I am who I am. Here's $400.
Oh yeah. If you guys, where do you guys live? You're in
I live in Virginia.
Right.
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Well, if you find yourself in California in February,
Okay.
I'm at CreepyCon in Ontario, California. Go on their website. You'll see there's a lot of great guests there. And it should be fun. I'll be with, I know, Dick Wien, possibly Carol, possibly, I don't know. I can't talk for her. She'll beat the shit out of me if I do.
Oh,
So,
sure.
Yeah.
Jesus.
She'll flip you off for sure.
Right.
well, more than that.
Feed you that fucking
Yeah.
stew.
Yeah, I don't eat
Feed
that
you-
fucking stew
Feed you
again.
the best fucking stew.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
Well,
see
you
what we
guys
can
have
do.
fun. Happy New Year.
Yep,
You too, sir. Thank you so much again for hopping on with us, man. I can't thank you enough.
It's been a
Many
pleasure.
blessings, my brother. You be well.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very
Take
much.
care.
You too.
Night.